Hey everyone, welcome back to Meant to Live podcast, the podcast where we talk about what it means to truly live in spirit, mind, and body. My name is Paulo, and this is my brother.
I'm Nathan. It's good to be with you this week.
Welcome again to the podcast. Wherever you are growing your faith, strengthening your mindset, or simply look for more purpose in life, we're glad you're here. Again, today's conversation is going to be about life. There is no script. There is nothing prepared. It's literally about how we are doing life right now. Is that correct, Nathan?
That's it, man. This has been one of those things where we started a podcast, we were doing other stuff, and then like a month, 2 months into starting to record and get things in order, both of us took jobs that we didn't plan on necessarily taking, I think, right?
No, not at all.
It was like the unexpected of life that you go, all right, this is not maybe what I had in mind, but let's say yes and keep moving forward. And sometimes our paths forward don't look always like we think they're going to look. You know,
100%.
I think yeah, it definitely doesn't, right? I could go back and tell you all kinds of ways that my life should go, and I don't think any of them are what I would have told you, but it's not bad.
No, it's not just as we planned it. Again, that's the beautiful thing about life when we have faith, right? And I always go back to this myself. I always try to remember that I am not in control. So as we are talking last week, I was sharing with everybody, and you watched the episode, Nathan.
Did
I have been asking Jesus to help me and my family to have an extra income so I can keep doing ministry full time. And Jesus answered my question, my prayers, not the way I wanted.
That's right.
But the way he said, this is what I'm offering you right now.
Yeah.
So you take it or you don't take it. So
and a lot of people would have said no. They would have had too much pride and been like, yeah, no. That's not what God would have me do. Right.
But you know what's nice, brother, is that if you didn't hear our podcast before, there was one podcast we spoke 5 things that we do every morning, and I trust on the process. So right now, for instance, I have been waking up at 2:30 a.m., 2:45 a.m. I didn't stop those 5 things, Nathan.
Awesome.
Even though I was exhausted,
yeah,
I didn't stop it. And that actually is helping me this transition, because I think sometimes the transition, when you're doing something that you really love, when your life is already on a way that you're used to, and you transit to something new, it can be challenging, right? It's including for yourself, right?
The change is what's challenging.
Exactly that. Changes can be challenging. So you had a big change as well now in your life, right?
Yeah, just like you. I think right about the same time, I started another job as well, and it wasn't one I was thinking I was going to start. I've got ideas on other things. Was busy doing other things, and it was just like you, where an opportunity came out, and so I said, "Okay, well, sure, I'll interview for it." And you do the first interview, and then they go, come back for another one, and you go back and you do another one, and then they go, we want to hire you, we're going to have an offer out to you. And then weeks go by before you get an offer, and you're like, do they actually want me? Are they still interviewing? Whatever. Like, God, I just trust you, and it's just what it is. And we were actually on vacation, and they sent me an offer while I was on vacation going, can you come back and start right away? That was where I didn't say yes. I said, I will come back, but not right away. I'm going to finish my vacation and then we'll get to work.
So, no, like I was like thinking here. You know what's interesting? Looking back at my life, brother, some
Yeah,
of the biggest blessings come after seasons I didn't want to go through. You know,
man.
and at the time I couldn't even understand why
Hmm.
things were changing or why things are changing the way that I didn't want.
Yeah,
And now I can see, you know, like God was preparing me for something I couldn't never imagine. Like
100%.
this job I'm doing now, Nathan, 4 to 8 a.m. As I said to everybody, if you're your first time listening to our podcast, I got this job 4 to 8 a.m. at my gym, cleaning. Yes, you heard me, cleaning. Do you know what is the
It's
most
because you're
beautiful
an
thing?
immigrant. That's why you got offered that job.
Right? People that are listening to this podcast, this is a joke. Nathan is not racist. He's an amazing guy. So, okay? Because people's going to be like, blah, blah, blah. No, no. This is a brother joke, okay?
We
Uh,
can have fun with each other as well.
oh, of course, yeah, that's the idea. But do you know what's nice?
Yeah,
I know already some people that are there at 3:30, 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. at the gym every day by name. And now they are open up with me. And I always have my lifty worship a hat, and I always have little Jesus, give it to them. And I'm doing ministry.
yeah.
Like,
But
see how things
that's
are?
life.
Like,
Life
I
is
always have
supposed to
my
be
little
ministry.
Jesus around me. I know.
Yeah. But that's life though. That's the beauty of it. Is your heart is to be in ministry, but how many times do we get caught up thinking I've got to be a pastor, I've got to be a worship leader, I've got to be whatever to be in the ministry, but you don't. Every single day in life, you're encountering people, you're affecting people's lives. That's ministry. God didn't call all of us to be like a pastor or a teacher or whatever. He called us to love people every day where we are. And that's
Yep.
ministry. Ministry is
Yep.
actually loving people, meeting people where they are, being with them where they are. It's not about church on a Sunday. We've, I
No,
think,
not at all.
twisted it a lot, right? So that's the beauty. It was your heart to do ministry, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah. And again, I asked God to supply with finances, and that's what He gave to me right now.
This
So,
is key, right? Sometimes we got to be more specific with how we ask.
right?
Because
Next time I'm gonna ask you more specifically for sure.
yeah, man, how many times are we vague and then God answers and we're like, I don't like that.
You know, tell me a little bit about what's going on with life with you right now.
Yeah, man, just really settling in this, not settling, but getting into this job, figuring it out. It was a position running a facility and a bunch of events that they put on, and um, there was a lag in staff. They had a bunch of staff leave, and then there was a big gap before I started. And what happens? Nothing gets done. So it's been lots of problem solving, lots of hiring, lots of oh crap, what's this? Jesus, give me wisdom. You know, sometimes your head spins with this stuff, but I think my heart with all of it is come in and just do excellent, be excellent in everything we do, and that's yours as well. It's that, you know, we say yes sometimes and we don't know what we get ourselves into. In this case with Paulo and I, it's yes, got us into jobs that we never thought was on our radar, that wasn't something that we were looking for necessarily, but you know, we were willing to change, we were willing to adjust. And how many times in your life, Paulo, have you seen like a yes is so powerful? People are often
Yes.
inclined to say no because they don't like the change, or there's an unknown, or it's uncomfortable. But I think probably in your life and my life, some of the best times come from that yes when you don't know,
Mm,
right? I
100%.
mean, you and Melissa traveling the world, spending months in China, going all over the place. That happened because of a yes.
Yeah. So do you know? Actually, my first job, I was 12,
Okay.
and I used to. Here we go to the new generation. You probably don't know what this is. A yellow page
A
book.
what? A
Yeah,
yellow
see,
pages book?
yellow page.
Why were the
Um,
pages yellow?
right? So actually, this one was only one page, a yellow page by neighborhood,
Yeah.
where used to go and sell to small business to promote their business in this yellow page. And
Yeah.
used to drop that yellow page in people's home.
Nice.
And I got that job. And the first month I didn't do any sell. And I was 12. I got back to the office and I was crying with my boss at that time. And he said something that the translation from Portuguese and English, I'm not sure if it's gonna make sense, but please, if it doesn't, correct me. But the translation, what he told me to change how I see things. He said, Paulo, the champion of no is the champion of yes. If you can have 100 no's, but if you one door open, that
Yeah.
door can change everything.
Oh,
So after
100%.
that, I actually sold my first ad on the yellow page. And after that first ad was sold, I got so excited. My confidence changed and everything. That I was the number one. I was 12 to 13. I was selling like crazy. So, I think sometimes we get a lot of no's,
Yeah.
and we give up. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Sometimes we need to go through those moments in life,
Yeah.
that the easiest thing is always give up. Like people that don't do ministry, you don't understand how hard it is to do ministry actually. And one of the things that make people give up of ministry on the first 48 24 months is finances.
Yeah.
Because on the ministry you are doing something that you feel called for it, you are doing from your heart, right? And it is very challenging, but it can be easier. And the easier doesn't mean that you're gonna get money every month in your bank account, but means, in my opinion, that you are trusting in God, that He will provide it to you. But the easiest way would be give up of ministry and find a full-time job.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. And sometimes the easy way in life is to give up on a calling and
Yeah,
go and find comfort. Give up on what's been in your heart and go and find comfort the way everybody else sees and says because it makes sense, right? Makes sense, quote unquote.
yeah,
But I think often it doesn't. What makes the most sense is to hold on to the promises that God put in your heart, to hold on to the dreams that God put in your heart sometimes.
yeah,
Sometimes they don't have to die, but sometimes they go to bed for a season before they're brought back to life. So I think that's good what you said. It's one of those things that we forget sometimes as we go and try and make a way. It doesn't mean that the things that God's put in you is gone forever, right? It's
no,
it's that like, hey, we can do something else and still have the dreams that God gave us for the future.
100%. I think you mentioned something that more and more I'm learning. Sorry, I'm just with my little Jesus here. He always
He's
helped
playing with
me
his dolls
all the
here.
time. you know,
It's
emotions,
yeah,
emotions. Emotions are so real, but they are not always reliable. So how I understand is like God gave us emotions
yeah,
to help us experience life,
that's
but
right.
He also gave us His word to guide our lives. So sometimes we think like, oh, I'm excited, but is that actually
Yeah,
God's calling you, or it's your heart?
because sometimes our emotions lie, right? Or they deceive us.
I was in my niece's wedding this weekend in Toronto.
Nice.
Not my, I call sister, niece, my niece, not by blood, because as a Christian, as a man of God, as a child of God, I feel that everybody that is a Jesus follower is my family. And we were there, and her dad, one of my best friend, Michael, he said something so important on him and Kelly, his wife, um, on their speech. He said something like this. love, emotions in a marriage sometimes are not true. Never forget why you love your partner, because emotions can destroy actually a relationship. And that's, I think it's applicable for anything in life. And one advice actually he gave was really cool. It's like when you're feeling that emotions aren't good, take 24 hours before act. Pray on, don't react.
Yeah. I think it's good because love is a choice. It's not a feeling, right?
Beautiful. That's what he said. Were you
Wa
there?
No, I wasn't
Are
there.
you sure?
It's me and you. We're connected, so I knew. But
Ay,
it's
ay,
so
ay, ay,
true.
ay.
We can easily get ruined by our emotions sometimes. How
Yeah,
many times do we fear something? Mostly we fear stuff because it's unknown. We're moving into a future and we go, "Okay, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen." And we tell ourselves stories and we get our emotions worked up about what might go wrong, but we often never do that for what could be good. And so, do we let those emotions dictate? No, we don't. We make the choice of this is what we're going for. This is what we want. This is what we're doing. And sometimes emotions get suppressed. I tell you, I was in Africa in Zimbabwe a couple of years ago. And this was not a ministry trip. This was a fun trip. Sometimes we need fun trips.
wow, ministry is fun. Come on.
It is, but this was a different level of fun. So, a good friend there, who we'll have on the podcast, lives there. We went with a couple other guys to visit, and he took us out in the wild bush where nobody lives. It's wild. There's no cell phones. There's no power. There's no nothing. We're out in the
I
bush
know.
and we're in this like wild, wild part of Africa, and we're out walking and exploring and seeing the animals. And they said, if we see a lion, don't let your emotions take over, because your emotions will tell you, oh crap, run, get out of here. But if you do that, you die. So you had to take control of your emotions. You had to stand your ground and let the lion back away, not you. Because if you turned your back before the lion did, you're a dead man. And that's something that really happens there. This was not a game preserve. This was the wild, actual wild. And we did come face to face with lions several times. And when they roar and do a mock charge at you, like they're going to kill you, and you know you have to just stand your ground, but your emotions say, get the heck out of there, beat the guy
True.
beside you, run faster than him.
Yeah.
You
No,
have
you're
to go,
right.
no. And it just is a reminder to me of our emotions are not always leading us to our benefit. Sometimes they'll
100%.
kill us.
Yeah.
And that was that.
I mean, just agreeing what you were saying makes total sense. It's so interesting you're saying this in the background.
I
These
know.
beautiful arts that Liam Jones painted for Lifted Worship,
He's
half
amazing.
lion, half Jesus. Oh yeah, Liam
Awesome.
Jones. He's gonna be on the podcast soon. But what I was going to say is that even though emotions, not if they don't kill you, they can hurt. Not maybe you, but the people around you.
But yeah,
Uh, and
absolutely.
I'm so grateful, Nathan, that I found my identity in Jesus. I understand I'm a child of God this past 3.5 years because this Sunday we went in a beautiful um, pool party. Really nice, amazing people. And I look around, like probably like 67% of people that were there, they weren't Christian.
Hmm.
For me, it doesn't matter. I just love to be with the people. But it was like a church. When I look around, me and Melissa, so many kids around in the pool, people having fun. And I just look and like walking back home with Melissa, I said, I'm actually so grateful that we don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
I'm actually so grateful that we don't smoke weed anymore, because looking back, I didn't understand why we couldn't have a kids. when I used to do all those drugs. Looking back,
Yeah.
my emotions were so angry towards God or towards myself, thinking that I should maybe even leave my wife because maybe I was the problem for her not getting pregnant. And now I look to my daughter, to my family, and I was like, I'm so grateful that Jesus, on his time,
Mhm.
he provided this beautiful baby we always wanted. And now I can't even imagine me using those things around my kid, you know?
Seriously. You're a
And
different
the
guy.
reason we are because our identity is in Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things about life, because what we are talking today is about life. And I believe that people that you surrender with, around with, it is so important. It is crucial for your growth, your mind, your body, and your spirit, as this podcast always talk. You know, having Nathan as a good friend and one of my best friend, call him as a brother, like it's incredible. He's annoying sometimes, but it's incredible.
True. This is true.
Uh, but not the thing is, it's not just Nathan. Nathan gave me 3 new nephews and nieces, and like their kids. One of his kids we never met in person because she lives in the US. But we love each other already. My wife, me, my daughter, we
Yeah.
love Sydney. And I think it's so beautiful. People, I didn't understand this before, Nathan. Like how people can love each other without being blood related.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, doing life with people that actually have the same values, or people that are pursuing a new identity, and you can be there to support them, I think it's
But
crucial.
I think one of the things that you're kind of getting at, though, is our relationship. I think for me, at least, I would say this, but when I'm around you, you encourage me and pull me forward in life. You lift me up, you stretch me, you challenge me in all different ways, right? And how many times are we around people who just agree and let us sit where we are, who
Mhm.
don't ever show us this is what it is to dream. This is what it is to trust God. This is what it is to be a great dad. This is what it is to be loving your community. I mean, I see so many times. I meet people all over the place, and you ask them, "What are you doing? How are you doing? What's your passion? What do you love?" And people don't know. And it's like, yeah, I can look at who you're surrounded with and I can tell that you kind of suck.
Yeah, no, it's
Right?
true.
And
You're so
successful
right.
people, people who are doing stuff, people who change the world, they don't do it alone. They don't do it with people who just suck. They do it with other people who dream big. They do it with other people who step out and take risks. They do it with other people who will challenge them and love them, but challenge them as well, who won't just let them sit and be where they are. Right? And
And
so,
it's so important what you're saying. Nathan, when I was 14, 15,
yeah.
I used to hang out with a lot of guys from the cartel. And like, look what I'm playing with. I don't know why I'm.
Full disclaimer, he doesn't even know how to use a drill.
No, I don't
Just
actually. I
like,
just talk about
I
the
don't know why
cartel. I
you even
remember
have
about
a
the.
drill.
Well, I was talking about the cartel, so I remember the gun. Papa. No, but going back, when I was 15, I remember we were in a party.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that old say, tell me with who you walk and they'll tell you who you are?
Yeah. Yeah. Show me your friends and
Something
I'll tell you your future.
beautiful. That was the translation that I was looking for. Anyhow,
Yeah.
we were in a party and I was with a few of the boys. Those boys, they rob with a gun, point a gun, someone.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. But you know what happened? My mom had to go to the jail to pick me up because the police officers didn't believe I didn't do it
Yeah.
because I was with them. So my
Guilty
point
by
is
association.
exactly. So who do you want to do life with? People that's gonna be fun at that moment, or people is gonna challenge you? People is
That's
gonna
it.
call you out. People that's gonna help you growth, mind, spirit, and body. So
100%.
Yeah.
Hun-
But just before we go, let's recap what we said here, so everybody can understand. We're talking about life,
Yeah,
and then the bottom of life is that doing life alone is not fun,
it's not.
but also choose the right people to do life with. And sometimes, in my opinion, doing life with the people is always the best to do with the ones that challenge you, because that's how we're gonna grow. And sometimes God is calling you to do something that you don't want to do, but just say yes, because that yes can change a lot inside of you.
Yeah.
For me, it's changing my ego, my pride, and so many other aspects, and made me realize to be more humble. For Nathan, is showing him that he got this job offer without even expecting, when he thought he didn't have the job that he applied for because it took so long. He was traveling with his family. He is going through so much as well in life right now, and that's his dream job. Maybe not, maybe yes, but he took the risk and he's doing that because he knows right now is the season of his life to
Yeah,
take with the yes, right, Nathan?
it is. And I think, out of our conversations, one thing I would say is I would challenge you really to become a person whose default is to say yes, not no. I think 99% of people in North America, their default is to say no and then evaluate and maybe change to a yes. But if you're a yes person, the doors that will open for you are going to increase exponentially because people know if they ask you something, there's probably a yes, not a no. Hey, do you want to go to the baseball game? I've got an extra ticket. I need somebody to go with me. Yes. Make time, make a way for the future because your future comes with a yes, it doesn't come with a no.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you get married, you say, you want to marry this person? You say, yes. Do you want to
That's it.
accept Jesus? Yes.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly it. If you're not happy with where you are, look around at your friends and see who you're surrounded with and think, is this pulling me to my future or not? It's okay to add new friends and make changes. There's different seasons in your life. So, if you're stuck, shake something up. Look around, figure out like what is it that's keeping me stuck? And often it's who's around you, who you're surrounded with. How about you?
Do-
One last word, Paulo?
Yes, just to finalize what you just said, if you are feeling in your heart that's time to move on, to find new friends, we are not encouraging you to do anything. We're just saying what's doing in our lives. These are
Yeah,
things we are experienced that we have authority to do and to say it. One of the things I will suggest you that us as a human being we can do a lot. If you decide to move on a relationship with friends or in your personal relationship, not sure. Move on, but don't keep talking bad about that person.
yeah, never do that.
Do you know? It's
100%.
it's not it's not who you are. Don't let emotions take you
Hmm.
over. Um, and Proverbs 11:13 on the Bible, it say a gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret.
Yeah,
Meaning that people with integrity protects others instead of spreading their private matters.
that's it.
It's not because I'm not talking to that person anymore, I'm going to expose them.
For sure.
Anyhow,
And we're not talking about your spouse. Don't
no,
replace them.
no,
That's not what we're
never.
talking about.
No, no, no. You
You've
fight for
committed.
them.
You're in it forever.
You fight for them. Not
That's
fight
right.
physically, fight
Fight for them, not against
for
them.
them, not with them. Boom. Anyhow,
uh,
Nathan, I really missed you.
Paulo, likewise, thank you for carrying the load last week, and it's good to be with you this week.
Yeah. And we're going to see you guys again next Wednesday. And we're going to have some excited topic. We're going to have a nice conversation here again. And we are always looking forward for just chatting and get to know more about life together and share more about what means to live. So thanks for
That's it.
watching, to listen, and as Nathan say, If you don't follow us yet, click on the button. If you like this
Subscribe
episode,
below.
subscribe below. If you like this episode, share with your friends, with your family, on your WhatsApp group, on your Facebook
That's
group,
it.
on that neighborhood Facebook group that people get annoyed. Send the link there. Say, hey, listen to this crazy dudes. That's how you can support. We thank you so much. Love you guys. God bless. Bye for now. Boom.